Anyone like to come up for a story this morning? We're going to do this a little different because it's kind of dangerous. So you can just sit on the step here. That would be good. And maybe I'm going to grab. Could you grab a couple of pillows there? Well, because we're changing this around. There's some pillows if you want to sit there.
How are we doing here?
Yes, you can turn it on. No, you can do it. And I actually have, you might want to pull those over here a little bit so you can see the story. I wasn't sure whether I was going to have anywhere here this morning, so I didn't bring my figures. I brought a book to read, but it's a really good story, and it fits with what we're going to be talking about and participating in later today, because today's one of our communion Sundays, and it's called Making Heart Bread. Have any of you ever baked bread? Yeah, I thought so. Have you ever baked heart bread? Have you, Taylor? That's good. Well, let's see how that happens. What kind of bread do you use to make peanut butter sandwiches or grilled cheese sandwiches? Right, Tristan? The bread we use for sandwiches is tummy bread. I love bread. It fills your tummy. There is another kind of bread called heart bread. It fills your heart. Heart bread is not made from flour. It is made from your memories of love. Heart bread is not made in an oven. It is made in your heart. Heart bread never gets used up the way tummy bread does. The more you let heart bread feed you, the more you have. My name is Rachel. My grandma taught me how to make both kinds of bread. First, she taught me how to make tummy bread. One day, when Grandma was baking bread, she pulled a tall stool over to the kitchen counter for me so I could sit by her and help. First, we measured the flour, butter, yeast, milk, and salt. We mixed them together, then we pushed and pulled the dough with our hands. Next, we put the dough in a big bowl. Grandma covered the bowl with a towel and set it on the stove. She said the dough would surprise us if we left it there for a while. As we waited, we washed dishes and read stories. Then Grandma brought the bowl back to the counter and took off the towel. Magically, the dough had grown tall and puffy. Have you seen that? Little thing and it fills the whole bowl. Sometimes it sticks to the cloth that's on top of the bowl. Grandma told me I could punch it with my hand. I did, and whoosh, all the air went out and the dough was small again. We shaped the dough into loaves and put them into pans. Grandma put them on the stove, and once again, the dough grew tall and puffy. Then we put the pans in the oven and waited. Waited as the delicious smell of fresh baking bread filled the kitchen. Can you smell that? Nothing like it. While the tummy bread was in the oven, Grandma taught me how to make heart bread. She said, Rachel, when I was about your age, there was a terrible war. People all over the world were fighting each other. One of the most terrible things about the war was that many children were separated from their mothers and fathers. She says, that is what happened to me. That's what happened to Rachel's grandma. My home was destroyed. I was alone. I wandered around the streets without anyone to take care of me. I could not find enough food, and I had no place warm to sleep. Everything that had once felt safe was gone. I was very, very scared. Finally, grown-ups found me and many other children like me. They built special places for us called refugee camps. In the refugee camps, we slept in warm beds and ate good food. Kind people hugged us and took care of us. But in our new home, we were still scared. We could not sleep at night. We were afraid that when we woke up, everything would be gone again, and we would have no home and no food. No matter how often the grown-ups tried to tell us that we were safe now, nothing seemed to help. When we ate our bread at supper, we were afraid each bite might be the last food we would ever have. Can you imagine being that afraid? One day, one of the grown-ups had an idea. He saved some bread from supper, and at bedtime he gave each of us a piece to hold. Holding our bread next to our hearts, we could finally sleep in peace. All through the night, the bread reminded us, today I ate, and I will eat tomorrow. We could sleep without feeling scared. We had learned how to hold tummy bread next to our hearts until it turned into heart bread. Heart bread had turned the scared place in our hearts into a safe place in our hearts. I learned from Grandma that heart bread is made from all the times in the day when I had what I needed. Heart bread is also made from all the special times of the day when I gave love and kindness to someone else, or another person gave love and kindness to me. When I remember these times, they fill up my heart just like tummy bread fills up my tummy. When my heart is full, I can even remember the sad times from the day and still feel safe. When I hold heart bread all through the night, my heart says, today I was loved, and I will be loved again tomorrow. Then I can sleep peacefully. When Grandma finished telling me all this, she said, Rachel, let's check the bread and see if it's done. We took it from the oven, and Grandma cut 2 pieces, one for her and one for me. We ate tummy bread together. The bread filled my tummy and my heart because it was made not only from flour, but also from Grandma's love. That night when I fell asleep, I made heart bread from the memory of sharing tummy bread with Grandma. I wonder how we might make heart bread. I wonder how we would do that. What do you think, Catherine?
Sharing our feelings and being somebody and being safe and all those kinds of things.
Yeah, so sharing your feelings and being with someone where you feel safe. Yeah, that's really good ways to make heart bread. Well, there's more to this story, and you're going to hear about the rest of it, because we only went halfway through. Sorry, you don't get to hear those things. But I think we can do some imagining. And and so I think you're going to learn a bit about heart bread and maybe make some heart bread. And we're going to sing a song which helps me to feel safe and helps me to feel heart bread, and that's Come and Find the Quiet Center. And we're going to sing that.